Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a gold star because we made it. All right, so let's take a breath. I'm Claire Jones. If we haven't already met, I'm an author and small publisher committed to changing the world for the better through inclusive stories and practices. And I am jumping on today for my second to last episode of my self-publishing mini-series where I go over how to write, publish, and start selling your book in a year in 52 weeks. If you're joining me, please like, comment, share below. Let us know that you're here. And today we are going to continue with registering your ISBNs, your International Standard Book Numbers, because that's important to make sure that we can assign them and provide all of the relevant information to our formatters because they also need those numbers. So if you're interested in the full rundown of what I'm discussing today, please check out my self-published author 52-week planner. All the details can be found at linktr.ee/clairjoyance. And I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations! You've made it so far. You've made it to the last 2 weeks of this 52-week schedule, and you're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you. I just want to hug you all if you've been joining me on this journey and just compliment you and congratulate you and just heap praise upon you, if you will allow me to do that. Remember to celebrate the progress that you've made so far, not just the official publication date. Going back to week 10, episode 10, we want to make sure that we're reinforcing the new neural pathways that we're connected in our brains in order to accomplish the tasks of these goals. You've written a book. Congratulations. And people are actually buying it. How freaking cool is that? So now is the time to pay attention to the final steps as we start uploading our books into our publishing platforms. This week, that means assigning and registering your ISBNs, your International Standard Book Numbers. While many of the publishing platforms offer free ISBNs, I recommend purchasing them separately to make sure that you retain all of your own copyright permissions. Simply go to bowker.com, BOWKER.com, and choose how many you want. Personally, I bought a pack of 10 because I knew I wanted to launch with 3 versions of my debut novel, the hardback, the paperback, and the ebook. And you need a separate number for each of those versions. So if you only want to do an ebook, you only need 1 ISBN. If you want to do hardback, paper book, you need 2. If you want all 3, you need 3 ISBNs. So I bought a pack of 10. And you will need the separate ISBN for each version, as well as each additional edition that you may choose to produce later on. Those also need those separate ISBN numbers. You will then need to register those ISBN numbers that you've bought to match them with the respective versions. So this is done via Bowker's Identifier Services platform, myidentifiers.com/ISBN_dashboard. The forms will ask you to put the information that you already have on hand into the form, but you can always reach out to your formatter if you have issues with this. They're going to know this the best because this is their wheelhouse. This is their zone of genius. So really lean on your formatters for this process. These copyright numbers will also need to be sent to your formatter. These ISBN numbers need to be sent to your formatter so that they can add them to the files for each version. The ebook file is going to be different than the print files versus the hardback and paperback files. You will also need the pre-assigned control number from the Library of Congress if you signed up for that previously in the series. That's something that I don't really talk about in the video version of that. That's one of the added things that is in the planner. You don't need one from the Library of Congress. It's just nice. So if you did sign up, because you have to do it ahead of time, this is where you will provide that number to your formatter. Ideally, this is one of the very last steps that they take before the formatter returns the final files to you. So once you receive these final files from your formatter, you will then need to update the spine size with your cover designer because the number of pages that your book has after it's been formatted directly affects the width of the spine for the book. and when it is printed in, hardback or paperback, which then affects the layout of your cover design. So your cover designer is probably going to want that updated spine width information so that they can update the final files of your cover design as well, so that it doesn't print weird on the spine. So this is information that will be required by your publishing platform when you upload your files. So make sure that you have the final number of pages on hand, as well as the updated cover art images. Super important. And that's pretty much it for today. That's the final steps that we need to take care of before we start uploading our files. So if you're interested in learning more, like those little tips about the Library of Congress and everything that I just can't cover in these 5 to 10 minute videos, go check out my self-published author 52-week planner. All the details are at linktr.ee/clairjoyance. And next time, for the final episode, the final week, we're going to be talking about ordering your proofs so that we can make sure to get the final formatted files to our publishing platforms. In the meantime, please remember that you all have extraordinary stories inside of you, and I'm rooting for you as you use them to change the world for the better. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on Monday.